It's well, you got me on the hop there, Toby. I guess it's just a privilege really to be part of this team. It's the first time for me for some time coaching a New Zealand side. Last being the Māori All Blacks. I'm comforted by the fact that the management team has already had a season with Clayton. It was very successful, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to going on tour against Clayton.
Okay, I'll fire into it, Jamie. No doubt you're flat stick, but just firstly, I noticed in the press release you said you had an input into the naming of the squad. How heavy a hand do you have when you name a squad that you want to coach in the UK? Can you give us an idea? Is it mostly the All Black coaches, or is it equal input? How does that work?
Well, again, I inherited how they selected the team last year between Clayton and my assistant coaches, and then with Scott and his team. And I guess in summary, really, 2/3 of the team are relatively straightforward. They're quality players. In this case, a lot of them have already played for the All Blacks. They've been capped. And then there's ensuring that we get a healthy balance between getting some experienced players who we know can do it, but perhaps haven't had that opportunity to play this level of footy. And then there's some exciting young guys that, both of us have come through. So my role and the role of my coaching team really is to track the NPC and make sure that if players, say, for example, of coming back from injury or have dropped their form off since the Super Rugby, that we're making sure that there's a robust discussion when it comes to, like a week ago around the form of the NPC and some of these other players that, as I say, may have dropped away a wee bit, since the Super Rugby. But I wouldn't say it's contentious. It's healthy, and we all see the qualities in rugby players across the board. So I felt the selection was relatively straightforward.
Okay, I haven't seen it in the press release, but I'm half blind. But have you named a captain yet, Jamie? Have you?
No, I haven't, Rich. No, look, again, like for me, first year back coaching, I know all my guys, and but I don't know a lot of the players personally, and I think it's important that I have those, I shake a hand and have a cup of coffee and work it out. The rugby kind of speaks for itself because we watch them on TV in the games, and they're well-known rugby players. But when it comes to leading a group of men on this kind of tour, we come together in, one day. We jump on the plane the following day, and then we play a game the following week. So, no, I just want to get and palm the skin and, as I say, look a man in the eye and try and build a relationship as quickly as I can.
And there's always going to be players that miss out, and I just went through in a few names, but I see Hoskins Satutu was, but I noticed he hasn't been playing for counties lately. Was he available? Was he injured? Or
a lot of guys are unavailable due to injury. I'm not sure whether we put that in the press release. Guys like Hoskins who play for the All Blacks, quality player. Ethan Blackadder. There's a whole bunch of them. But yeah, the guys that I guess you would assume would be in the team, a lot of them have been injured, especially in the loose forwards.
Okay, and just one last one from me. You've got an exciting young guy down there you'll know about more than anyone, halfback, young Pledger with Otago. Is it a case of giving him a bit more time to bulk up over summer, or did you think about picking him at all?
I've got no doubt Dylan's going to be a really good player, and that's evident at this level of NPC. I think he only just turned 20 the other day, so there's some pretty quality nines in this team. Falau and Preston and Rose. So it's hard competition. I guess it's tempting, always tempting to pick a youngie to come in and get some experience, but he's got plenty of time, I reckon, Richard. A lot of rugby to play. He hasn't played super footy. I wouldn't want to put him under too much pressure in his first year of professional rugby, that's for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Jamie. Cheers.
Hey, Jamie. Sorry, Barry.
Barry Guy, RNZ Sport. Sorry. Sam Derry obviously has been promoted up to the All Blacks. Is it what you've got in the second row there? You got enough beef, you think, to get you through?
I think so, mate. Look, I've got a lot of confidence in those three boys. We got two very experienced locks and Naitoa and Walker and Izzy, and so I think so. Like if we got injuries, we've got guys in the loose forwards, TK Howden, who can step up and play lock if they have to. We've potentially got All Black players that may come down. Non-selected players. That's also on the cards. So I think the balance of the team is okay with those factors in place.
What do you think? Say this is the third and fourth All Blacks teams in a way. How do you feel about the depth of what we've got at the moment?
No, I'm pretty excited about this side. I haven't thought about the third and the fourth team, but the All Blacks take 36 players on tour. There are a number of injuries. We had a brief discussion with Scott yesterday around how many injuries there are, and I guess the selection of this side, I didn't feel that we're under pressure around depth and experience. I'm quite excited by the fact, even though this is going to be a very difficult tour and under the circumstances of assembling on a Saturday, flying out on a Sunday, and then playing the following Saturday. But that's kind of our lot, and I'm pretty excited about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Jamie, Liam Napier here. Sorry, I'm having a boomer moment. Can't get the video to work, but
that's all right, man.
You touched on the halfbacks who have played just with Falau, a guy you know well. He hasn't played for the All Blacks since 2022. This team's not a capture team as such. Does he still have a dream, desire to play for the All Blacks? Because I guess, if you look ahead to the World Cup, he could potentially go down the Tonga route as well.
100%. I think he's got a desire to play for the All Blacks. I think there's a wee bit of a learning there. Falau played for the All Blacks at 22, and so, and he's been around for a long time. He was in the shadow of Aaron Smith for years. He played most of his rugby was as an impact 9 coming off the bench. And now we're regarding him as an old player. He's only 25, so, and he's playing awesome rugby for Hawke's Bay. So, no, I 100% he wants to be an All Black. This is the next step really for Falau, and he's got an opportunity.
You touched on, I guess, a number of guys that have been there in terms of the All Blacks, and still knocking on that door. I'll put you on the spot a wee bit, but who do you see as has the most to gain from playing well on this tour and putting themselves, I guess, back in that frame?
I'm not sure I can actually pinpoint it to one, mate. I think every player that's been selected to go on tour, if they've played for the All Blacks and come down, whether they got no control of the selection, and all they can really do is get out there and perform, and in some kind of way, perhaps, prove selections wrong by playing well for the New Zealand 15. And that circumstance is kind of exciting for us as a coaching team. So getting involved with the New Zealand 15 and going forward and trying to help these young men, get back into the All Blacks or create a name for themselves is there's a responsibility attached to it, but it's pretty exciting as well.
And just that game against Uruguay, is that in the UK, or you got any idea where that will be?
The game against Uruguay is in France. Yeah.
Cool. Sweet. Thanks, mate.
No, you're welcome. Well, good, Tope.
Can I just throw a quick odd one in here, Jamie? I don't know, did you go along Friday night and watch that great Otago game?
Yeah.
What do you think of the chances?
Oh no, I think we're going to win. I'm an Otago man, as you know. I played for Otago Rugby. I think they found a nice recipe on how they're winning these tight games, and they're at home. There's a real good feel in Dunedin. I haven't felt that for a couple of years. And they're confident, There's good things happen to young rugby teams when they're confident, and so. But it's going to be a step up, isn't it, against an opposition who've got plenty of professionals and have also played consistently well. But I couldn't back anybody else, I guess, other than the Otago boys. Beauty.